How's it going, guys and geeks? Welcome to the Geekritique show. My name is Dakota, and Deadpool 2 just came out. I haven't seen it. Please don't post spoilers in the comment section for myself or anyone else who has yet to see it and wants to see it. It's a huge release, finally knocking Avengers Infinity War off the top of the domestic box office, with a whopping $125 million in its opening weekend. Which leads me to why I've made this video. Currently, 3 out of the top 5 most popular videos on our channel are MCU timeline videos. Often, viewers who aren't as familiar with the history of Marvel Comics rights, or aren't as invested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe canon, tend to ask some aggravatingly ignorant questions. And I say aggravatingly ignorant because most of those commenters are usually trying to undermine the validity of our content by pointing out a perceived flaw, when really they don't fully understand the source material. And with Deadpool 2 here, we're fully expecting even more of the very same aggravating question. That being,
what about Deadpool? Where does Deadpool fit in? Deadpool? Where is Deadpool, buddy? Deadpool, no? He forgot Deadpool. You're missing Deadpool. Did you include Deadpool? Is Deadpool in the MCU? Why is Deadpool?
And the answer is super simple. No. Deadpool is not in the MCU. Please stop asking. The MCU, or Marvel Cinematic Universe, is a series of films and TV shows that comprise a shared universe of narrative storytelling. It began in 2008 with Iron Man, and has become a 19-film epic that appears to be growing exponentially in both quality and quantity. You may have heard of it. Now, let's step back a bit. Why isn't Deadpool in the MCU? He is a Marvel Comics character, after all. In the 90s, Marvel Comics was going bankrupt. They needed a quick buck as they were hit hard by a series of failed business acquisitions, as well as the fact that many of their comic artists left the company to work elsewhere. So, they sold a number of their biggest comic book characters to a number of different studios. Sony Columbia bought the rights to Ghost Rider, Spider-Man, Luke Cage, Thor, and Black Panther. Universal bought the rights to Hulk and Namor. Lionsgate bought Black Widow, Man-Thing, and The Punisher. New Line Cinemas grabbed Blade and Iron Man. And finally, 20th Century Fox bought the rights to Nick Fury, Fantastic Four, Daredevil, and X-Men. Most of these property rights have reverted back to Marvel Entertainment and the new production studio, Marvel Studios. But when it comes to X-Men and the Fantastic Four characters, Marvel, who is now owned by Disney, still doesn't have the right to use or even reference these characters in their movie and TV universe, the MCU. That, unfortunately, includes the X-Men character, Deadpool. That's why he was nowhere to be seen in all his fourth wall-breaking glory alongside all the MCU heroes in Avengers Infinity War. Despite being a Marvel Comics character, he simply isn't a Marvel Cinematic Universe character. Will Deadpool or the X-Men ever be in the MCU? You may have heard the reports that Disney is planning to buy the rights to 20th Century Fox, which includes X-Men, Deadpool, and Fantastic Four. This may or may not happen. It's wholly dependent on if the US government allows the merger to happen, and such a deal could take over a year to finalize legally. Until then, these characters remain firmly out of the grasp of Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios. Will the previous X-Men and Deadpool films be added into our timeline retroactively if the 20th Century Fox deal does go through? Probably not. As we've seen with Sony's Spider-Man, all previous Spider-Man films were ignored prior to his first appearance in the MCU in Civil War. You can certainly expect the previous X-Men films to be entirely forgotten, and that includes Deadpool. The only actor I can totally see staying on as his character in the MCU is Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool character. He may even be the only character who remembers the events of his previous films, which would be a really epic and meta fourth wall break. So if you've learned anything from this video, please let it be to stop asking us if Deadpool is part of the MCU, because I'm sorry, neither of his films are in the MCU. And the same goes for X-Men and Fantastic Four, if you can help it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video worth your time, hit that like button. If you think this is extremely obvious and you want more people to know how extremely obvious this is, also hit that like button. Subscribe for more content just like this, and did I mention that we have an MCU timeline series that you can check out right now? Be sure to click right there for even more awesome. Thanks guys, have a good one.